to another episode. Oh, we're still going. Well, you threw me there. Welcome to another episode of the Bottom of the Stream Movie Show. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. Welcome, and welcome aboard for the final time in this season.
Season 5 finale episode.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Very exciting.
How exciting. Have you got your tux on? You have?
Yeah.
See that? At least the top half. I've just accidentally eaten the other half of that Iron Brew biscuit and now I'm all claggy again. Probably shouldn't have done that. But we're celebrating. We've got some champagne.
You did it off mic. So.
I did. We're all excited.
Yeah.
Another finale. This is our 5th season finale. Mad. 125 films now?
Brilliant.
How have we done 125 films?
Has it gone? I know we always seem to say it goes quick, but I feel like this one has gone really
this one's
quick.
Flew by. What was the first episode of this season?
Happy Anniversary?
Was it?
Maybe. That was 1 or 2. No, Temple.
Temple was first. Yeah, that doesn't even seem that long ago.
No.
That Fox statue thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't seem that long ago at all. No, this season has flew by. When would that have been? Like 6
About
months
25
ago?
weeks ago.
Just about. Well, we had a week off, didn't we? So
26 weeks
26 weeks ago. Exciting.
Half a year.
Wow. So this week, we are watching a film called Nobody Knows I'm Here. It is our first foray. What was that noise?
What? More importantly, where does foray?
I don't know. That's not what I was going for. What was it? Was it Alexa?
I don't know. Turning her on
It's
mute.
our first. What's the word I'm looking for? Trip down. Foray into South
you
America.
mix like foray and soiree. Like
Soiree.
we're having a travelling
Foie
party.
We're going to South America this week. We're watching a Chilean film.
I don't believe we've been to South America.
I don't think we have until now. We've taken this streamboat down to the other side of South America.
Yeah.
Exciting times. At least a bit warmer down there.
I'd love to go to South America.
Same. Where exactly? I'd like to go to Brazil. I think Brazil would be cool.
Well, what you want to go to like
Rio.
Wear your thong on the
Yeah.
Copacabana?
100%. But then
that's
places
fine.
like Peru and places like that,
Yeah,
Bolivia,
exactly.
and
But
places awesome.
you can sort of, I don't know, make your way down through the Andes and
Yeah,
bottom of the world, isn't it? End of until you get to Antarctica.
definitely.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's take the streamboat down to the South America. Anyway, we're getting distracted. So Nobody Knows I'm Here is from Chile. It's 2020. It was released in 2020. It's a 15. It runs for 1 hour and 31 minutes and is currently rated at 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
Okay.
Stars a guy called Jorge Garcia, who plays a character called Mimo. Everybody knows who Jorge Garcia is, surely.
I think even if you don't know what he's from, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's that guy.
Even if you've not watched Lost, you know he's the big guy from Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah? He's just
He's been in a lot of other stuff as
Yeah,
well,
he has.
hasn't he?
You want to know a fact about him?
Yes, please.
First ever person cast in Lost.
All right, okay. Good fact.
Thanks. He's also he did a series after Lost called Alcatraz. It unfortunately got
I
axed,
remember
but it was
that.
really good.
Yeah.
It got cancelled after the first season, I think.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was really good. So that's what he did straight after Lost.
Was he in Hawaii 5-0?
Yeah, it was.
Because
for a
like
little bit.
everyone who was in Lost didn't want to move away from Hawaii.
So they all got cast in Hawaii 5.
Stayed in that show
Yeah,
instead.
loads of them. Because they all moved, because obviously they were in Lost for like 6 years. They all moved to Hawaii.
That was quite nice here.
Yeah, they all stayed. I think the guy who played Richard Alpert still lives there now. I think he retired.
All right.
And he just lives in Hawaii now. He's also in The Ridiculous Six with Adam Sandler.
I've watched about 4 minutes of that, turned it off, and I don't think he was in it
Oh, okay.
at that point.
Well, he is
Not
in
that
it.
I can remember anyway, so.
His first ever TV role?
I know he was in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Correct.
He was a drug dealer.
He played a drug dealer, and that was his first TV
Yeah.
role. Also stars a guy called Lucas Vergara. He plays Small Mimo, or Mimo Nino, as he's credited as.
Nice.
No further credits on IMDb. Millaray Lobo plays Marta.
Okay.
No further credits on IMDb. She has got credits on IMDb for Spanish Chilean films.
Okay.
And Luis Gnecco plays Braulio, who was Mimo's uncle in this film. Again, you won't have heard of him from anything.
I will not have.
Written and directed by a guy called Gaspar Antillo. This is his only IMDb credit. He has
Nice.
nothing
A
before,
debut.
nothing since. Debut directing and writing. He has some additional crew credits,
Okay.
but that's it. It's nothing written, nothing directed before. He wrote with a few other people, Josefina Fernandez and Enrique Videla, who also have no further credits on IMDb. So it's a bit of a new team that we're working on this, and somehow managed to get Jorge Garcia to sing in it. So
Let's see how they do.
let's see how they get on. Have you got one word review?
Finding Mimo.
I had a feeling you might go for that, and you did.
Sometimes you've just got to go with the obvious
Pick
one.
the low-hanging fruit. That's what
Yeah.
it's there for. Nice. I'm proud of it.
Thanks.
It actually fits as well.
Yes, you could have called this film that.
You could have called this film Finding Nemo.
And it would have been... Well, you probably would have been absolutely sued to death by Disney.
But it is exactly what happens in the film.
Yeah.
He finds himself, and the
He is
rest of the
found.
world finds him.
Yeah.
I like that. Where does this film start, Nick?
We hear audio of a singing lesson
Yes, we do. There's
or recording.
I thought my
studio.
TV had broken because it's just a dark screen. But then there's a singing lesson going on behind the dark screen.
And then we see some woods. It's
Yeah.
quite misty, and a man puts his coat on.
He does, indeed. Then that's kind of interspersed with a kid's audition tape doing some singing. And whilst that's happening, adult Mimo, is walking alone around his house.
Yes.
Then he's like, there's a lot of, I'm going to go through this. I think we'll get through this film quite quickly because there's a lot of him just walking around doing nothing in it. And it's really compelling to watch, but there's not a lot to describe of what's going on.
I mean, man is sad
It's
around house.
It's reclusive man
And
doing
in woods.
nothing at home. Yeah, that's basically what this film is. It's very slow, this film. So my bullet points are, he's on a boat. He's been sneaking into people's houses.
Yeah.
Now, that's not really ever explained why he does that.
So, because it threw me a bit, because I was like, I know this is about a guy who is a hermit, basically.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, his house is really nice.
Yes.
And then he sees a car come up, and he sort of goes out into the woods. I'm like, oh, right, this is someone visiting his house. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, it turns out he's old, what's his name? Buster's Malhart. And he sneaks into rich people's big houses.
Yeah.
And then when he sees them coming, he's like, oh, I'm going back to my shack.
Yeah, they live on an island, don't
Yeah.
they? Him and his uncle live together on an island in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of this water.
So
lake.
presumably there are several rich houses sort of dotted around the lake or up and down the archipelago.
Oh, good word.
Thanks.
And his uncle says, look, you're going to get caught if you keep sneaking into these people's houses. And his first line of the film is, oh, it's all right, I'm like a gazelle.
Yeah.
Which I thought, it really made me laugh. Did you watch I wanted to ask you before we start, did you watch the subtitles today?
Yes.
Is Jorge Garcia speaking Spanish in it?
Yes.
Because he's also speaking English.
Yes.
So he must have dubbed himself. I don't know, I'm not sure how it worked.
Yeah, but he doesn't speak much Spanish.
He's not Spanish. He is an American actor.
No, I know, but
that's why for me, I didn't know if he would be doing.
It's not like he's reeling off lines and lines of Spanish, is it?
No, yeah,
the
doesn't
character
speak much at all
literally
in the
speaks
film.
the odd word.
Yeah, which I couldn't get my head around because it's a Spanish film,
Yeah.
but he's American, but it's in the Spanish language. So is he in the Spanish version being dubbed over by somebody else?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Or is he?
I sounded like him.
Fair enough. It probably is him. His father's from Chile,
Yeah.
so he has got the Latino heritage. But I just wasn't sure how it worked because I know in the English version it's obviously his voice.
Sure.
So he must have recorded his lines.
I didn't pick up that it was different, so...
He must have recorded his lines in English and in Spanish. But then, like you say, he has like 10 lines in the whole film.
Yeah.
Then, in the next scene after that, he's doing some sewing on a sewing machine. And he's making some sort of like frilly garment.
It's a cape.
A cape, yeah.
We see it's an ongoing theme, isn't it? He comes back to
Yeah.
sort of his work sequining this garment.
Yeah. And then you see him feeding some sheep. He's basically, this first 10 minutes of this film is just a Mimo's life montage. This is what he does with his life. Nothing's happening.
So I don't know what the the technical term is for it, but they are preparing the sheepskin, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it comes into them raw, I guess.
Straight from the sheep.
And they are preparing it.
I guess they're cleaning it
and
dyeing
washing it and
whatever.
preparing it to be made into rugs and garments. And
So it turns
I've
up.
said garment twice now. I don't think I've used that word at all on this, on this podcast in however many episodes
You've
we've
said
done.
it twice already.
Yeah.
So you see a man turn up on a boat, just delivers a big stack of sheepskins.
Sure.
Mimo comes and takes him away, and he never speaks to this man on the boat. The uncle does all the talking.
But he also brings a bag with a few supplies in.
So he's brought him some books. Now, at the beginning, at this point, it didn't feel like the books were important, but it turned out it actually was.
Sure.
It was a man's autobiography.
Yeah.
We knew that much. Yeah, but it'll become clear later on what the book was. And then the next time, a lady shows up on the boat.
Well, just before that, so yeah, there's a bit where they go back into the house and Uncle Braulio is like, "Well, what are you reading that rubbish for?"
Yeah.
Why do you want to read that guy's autobiography? Just forget about it, he says.
Yeah. So we know something's going on in Mimo's head at this point. But at this point, we have no idea what's going on. Then a lady shows up. She's delivering some sheepskins as well. She seems to be substituted in for this man that usually comes.
So, Sergio, the guy who usually brings the goods, is sick.
Yeah.
And this is either his daughter or his niece.
Yeah.
Marta.
And she's quite surprised when Mimo comes out because she thinks that the uncle lives alone on this island.
Yeah.
And she reveals that the whole rest of the town thinks that he lives alone. Nobody knows that Mimo's here.
Yeah, Sergio's kept it a secret, basically.
Yeah. So Mimo's like his dirty little secret. Nobody knows he's here. That's the name of the film.
And then she leaves, or she's about to leave, and she's like, this was a bit on the nose for me.
Yeah.
She's like, there's a storm coming.
Yeah, because there's a storm coming.
Yeah.
There literally is.
Yeah, I know.
There literally is a storm coming, but there's also a film about to happen.
Yeah.
As soon as his uncle goes to... I've written dad, but it was his uncle.
I also wrote dad at the start, and then it was later revealed.
It was revealed at this point that it was his uncle. As soon as his uncle goes to bed, he has a bit of a dance in the kitchen.
Yeah, he puts some vinyl on.
Yeah.
As a boogie.
Has a bit of a boogie. The next day, his uncle tells him he needs to get out more. He needs to maybe think about getting off the island.
He says, come with me, let's go. Because they like basketball. They listen to it on the radio. I don't think they've got a TV. I can't remember.
I don't think they had.
And they play their own version of it, don't they? Like trying to get a ball in a bin. and Braulier's like, I will take you. Let's go and see a game.
Yeah.
And Mimo's like,
Mimo doesn't leave this island. Yeah. Mimo's a recluse hermit type character that does not leave this island.
Yeah, Braulier is not exactly
no, he doesn't either.
Man of the people, but he says, I'll leave. I'll take you with me.
Yeah.
I'll leave the island to go and watch a game with you.
And then, unfortunately, Braulio is forced to leave the island.
Yes.
Because there is an accident whilst he's trying to fix up his boat.
Yeah, they've kind of grounded, haven't they? Their little motorboat.
Yeah.
And
he chops his fingers off.
Yeah.
He gets some
pretty
stuck
gruesome,
in.
isn't
it is really gruesome. The blood flies everywhere. So he gets as he's trying to fix this engine, it somehow turns on and slices his fingers off. So Mimo has to take charge, and he kind of gets his uncle onto this boat, drives him over to the mainland.
They find the fingers, puts it in a jar, puts them in a jar. And drives him to the mainland.
He drives him to the mainland, and there's loads of people waiting.
Everyone seems to know that they're coming.
Yeah.
That didn't quite...
I wonder if it's because nobody usually comes and they notice
Maybe.
this boat's coming and that's shit, something must have gone down if they're coming over because they never leave the island.
Maybe.
And Marta's there and everybody's there. He's in a bad way, Braulio. He's kind of passing out on the boat. He can't stand up on his own. He's losing a lot of blood. Did you notice the extra fall over?
Yes.
It really
slipped
made me
down
laugh.
the hill.
He slipped down as they were running to get him off the boat. This guy in the background just slips all the way down the hill. It was really funny. And everybody's expecting Mimo to go with him to the hospital.
She says, come on, come with your uncle.
Us. Yeah. He doesn't. He just turns the boat around and goes home.
Yeah.
And then he has a bath.
Yeah, he does. And this is where we've got an being angry and alone montage.
Yes.
He walks around the woods. He carries on doing the jobs with the sheep hides.
Yeah.
And a bit of time passes.
Little bit of time passes. He rips up the shower curtain in the bath and that sort of thing. We also get a bit of a flashback to his youth again, when it was revealed that he's got an amazing singing voice.
Sure.
But the music studio want his voice, but they do not want his body.
They do not want the curly-haired little fat kid to be the face of this pop act.
Yeah, they're trying to put together a pop act, but he hasn't got the body or the face for it, but he has got the voice.
Sure.
So
it's a Milli Vanilli situation going on here.
It really is. So they recruit a guy called Angelo Casas.
I've just put, he's the body.
That's what I put. Angelo Casas is the body. So he's a little 12-year-old blonde, beautiful boy that can't sing, but has the look.
You sure?
So he's going to mime along to Mimo's words and become a pop sensation.
And they do like a talent show type thing. It almost looks like an X Factory type show, doesn't it?
Yes. He sings a song called Nobody Knows I'm Here, hence the name of the film. And he, I assume, wins this talent competition and becomes an overnight pop sensation.
I presume so.
And then it's revealed that the book that Mimo had delivered earlier is Angelo Casas' autobiography.
Indeed.
Because obviously 25 years has passed since all this. And he's written a book now. And he's still a famous guy. He's still living off his stardom as a child. And Mimo's this reclusive, enormous fat guy living on an island on his own. Then he goes off and looks at a waterfall for a bit.
I've just put he does island business. I will say there, actually, parts of this movie that are on the island look beautiful.
The film as a whole is beautiful.
Cinematography is
Stunning.
superb.
Yeah, it is. It's stunning.
Even when later on with the lighting, is very good. But particularly the natural environment when they're on this island, the place just looks it's sort of shrouded in mist. It's kind of rainy season, isn't it?
Yes.
But that adds to it, and it just looks beautiful.
You really feel the isolation of it.
Yeah, the overhead shots of the lake
Yeah.
with the boat when they're on the boat it looks lovely.
It does. You really feel that he is on his own and nobody's around. Because he's on his own and nobody's around, he goes out into the woods and he's got his cape and he dresses up a bit.
Yeah, he pretends he's back on the stage.
Yeah, he goes for a bit of a...
he's got his headphones on, hasn't he? So he's like singing along to
himself, and he's imagining, as he imagines being on stage, we kind of see him if he was on stage. This is what he'd look like. It's a bit like Alaska as a Drag was. But then Marta is there.
Yeah, she spots him
through the woods, and he runs away. He's like, that wasn't supposed to happen. Nobody was supposed to see him. But she follows him, and she doesn't give up. She's banging on the door. He's locked himself in the house.
She the way she gets in eventually, she says, "Wouldn't you like to know how your uncle's doing?"
Yeah,
and he relents.
He does. She goes to walk away, and he speak. I think for the second time in this film, he speaks, and he calls her back, and she says he's good. He's doing well. They've reattached his fingers. He did well getting his fingers with him.
Yeah,
he's going to be away for a little bit longer, but he will come back. He's all good.
And she says, "I like your nail varnish.
Yeah,
I'll be back tomorrow."
Yeah. And she leaves him a number as well.
Yeah.
She's like, call me.
If you need any help.
But I don't think he got a phone.
No, I don't think so.
And she says, you look great. You look good. And that really boosts his confidence.
Yes.
He's kind of a changed man from this point on. He does a bit more fantasizing after she's left. There's a bit more of him being on stage or imagining being on stage.
Sure. Marta has now completely taken her uncle's place. So she's now delivering the sheepskins every day.
Yeah. He invites her in when she brings some... And she asks him if he's got autism, which I thought was a straight out weird question. And she gives him this little...
helmet.
Yeah. What was it?
Spaceman's helmet.
Little toy helmet.
Well, she's wearing a brooch, isn't she?
Yeah.
All through it, and it's like a little astronaut.
She's got a thing for astronauts.
Yeah, which isn't really a theme, is it?
No.
So I didn't really get that.
No, she gave him a little toy spaceman's helmet.
Yeah, it was like a paperweight or a little plastic... Yeah,
it was just a sign of affection.
Gives him a big helmet.
Next time she comes back, he's sitting on the floor doing a jigsaw puzzle. That's what people do when they're in isolation. I did.
Never finished that.
Never
truck,
finished it. I finished the truck and never finished the sky. Oh, yeah. The sky was hard. And she comes in and they're kind of getting along, aren't they? She invites him to a music festival, which he's clearly not going to go to.
No, but they spend some time together. They just sit and watch like the birds on the island, don't they? And
they're getting on.
Yeah.
He doesn't speak. She does speak a lot. She never shuts up. And then she makes the unfortunate error of picking up Angelo Casas's book. And he freaks out a little bit and pushes the table over.
Fucking wrecks his jigsaw, doesn't he?
Chucks his jigsaw on the floor. She is a bit scared because Jorge Garcia is a big guy. You don't want to be pissing him off. So she gets a bit scared and she leaves. But he runs after her. He chases her. He's like, don't leave. It's fine. And then he sings at her.
Yeah.
And... is that the point where she recorded it? Was she recording at this point, or did he do that later on?
No, that's when they're sitting outside in a little while.
Okay. And then he sings at her.
It stops her in her tracks.
Yeah. And she's like, shit. Then they are sitting in a tiny car together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're sitting in this, like, tiny, tiny little car. Now, I don't know if it was a tiny car, or if Jorge Garcia is just such a big guy that it made it look like a tiny car.
It's got two people and a camera in it.
Because she's a small lady. Which makes him look bigger, which I presume is intentional. Because he's a big guy, but he's not that big a guy. You know what I mean? He's a big guy. But
I'm not sure I could put my arms around him.
Oh, no. I'd love to try. I love Jorge Garcia.
I bet he does give a good hug.
I bet he does. And she says, they'll have this conversation about, did you ever consider it as a career? She says to him, do you want to come to this music festival again?
She's really trying to get him to step off the island.
And she says to him, why would you want to stay here on your own? There's nothing here. It's just sad and reclusive and horrible place. And he has this dream of performing, as everybody knows, and we keep seeing these flashbacks of him. Well, not even flashbacks, they're like dreams, aren't they?
Yeah.
And he sings for her again, and she films it on her phone.
Yeah, and he hasn't got a phone because he's like...
yeah, he doesn't even know what it does.
He doesn't know how to play it back, and he's like agog that this has recorded him. And...
yeah, and he's kind of watching it, and she's having to explain to him what's going on. And he looks quite impressed with himself that he's done this because it's not the sort of thing he would do. He's very much a reclusive person. And then something really strange happens. So he goes to her house, but she's not there.
This movie changed here for me.
Yeah?
And I feel like...
Mima's character definitely changes.
I almost felt like I missed a scene. And I know I didn't. But there's a point here where it shifts. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's very sudden.
Yeah.
And I felt like a switch was just flipped.
I think
it's just suddenly gone off the island.
It's a victim of its runtime, isn't it?
I think so.
It tried to go so slow at the beginning that it had to try to catch up at this point, and it had still a lot of story to tell, and we're over halfway through now. I would have thought.
Yeah.
And we've barely even started telling.
I was
the
just
story.
like, oh fuck, he's gone.
Yeah. So, but we know that he leaves the island to go around rich people's houses sometimes, and that's what he was doing here. He was in her house.
Yeah.
But
he knocked on a door. No, or was this that point where he knocked on the door?
No, he didn't knock on the door.
So he had snuck in.
He had snuck in, and he's just looking around her house. And then he sees an old woman in bed.
Yeah.
Which is never mentioned ever again.
No, it isn't actually. So he just hides because the front door goes.
Yeah, because she comes in the front door and he doesn't want to get caught. And she's got a guy with her. She's got a dude with her. Because have they been to this music festival that she wanted to go to? That's the impression I got. They've been somewhere.
Yeah.
So he hides from her. And there's a convoluted reason why the boy gets hold of the girl's phone.
Yeah.
He gets hold of her phone, and eventually he finds this video of Mimo singing. Instantly, he's like, "Fuck, that's incredible." He knows the song. He remembers Angelo.
I think he knows who this guy potentially is.
Yeah.
He's like, I'd like to meet
this guy.
He does know
because he shows her the video next of what happened. So he's like, because I think he even says at this point, "I'm going to be rich because I've found this guy."
I tell you what, I tell you what changed there as well. It's the character of Marta. Maybe not so much the character. I think you're right. It is a victim of the runtime because all we've seen so far is her spending time with Mimo. They're developing their relationship. Then this happens. So he escapes from the house. They don't know he's been there.
She has an idea that he might have been there.
But after this, we just don't. We don't see her till the last scene.
No, it's true.
It's like
she does disappear from the film now.
That's it.
Yeah,
and it's uneven.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's fair. That again is the victim of a first-time director, I would imagine. There's a basics of a very, very good film here, but it's like you say, it's a bit uneven.
There's a bit of like,
needs a bit more polish.
Stop.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
The balance of her because I thought she was really good.
Yeah, she was really good,
and I wanted more of her. I wanted to see how their relationship developed, but it doesn't. It stops here. And then we see her right at the end.
Yeah, you're right. She does disappear from the rest of the film now,
and she's not like with him or helping him at all. Where what we've seen so far in the movie, you'd expect her to be there with him.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's fair. Odd.
That's
fair.
It? That's a fair criticism, I think. But anyway, like we said, this guy, we don't know his name at this point. He recognizes the song. He remembers Angelo, and he shows Marta a video.
Yes.
Of Angelo performing as a child, and Mimo gets on stage. Attacks Angelo.
Yeah, he's on the rage.
Live on TV by the looks of this. And pushes him off a podium on the back of the stage. This is the reason we assume now, we know now why Mimo's gone into hiding and as a recluse, I guess. And this guy's recognised who he is and why nobody's seen this guy for so long. He feels like he might be able to make some money out of this. I've written here that she realises Mimo was there because she goes into the old woman's bedroom. And she hears a sound, and the windows open.
She knows the window's open, yeah. And
she thinks, shit, he's probably seen that. Mimo goes home, and he vomits glitter, everywhere. Now, this was an attempt at a metaphor, I think, of this is his dreams and passion deserting him and going and leaving him.
I've done glitter painting a lot with my daughters.
Cleaning that up is going to be a bitch.
And there is... glitter gets everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no way there's that much. This guy spews up about 3 gallons.
It goes on for ages.
Of soupy purple glitter.
Yeah. It goes on for ages. But I think it is what I said, isn't it? It is an attempt at a metaphor to his dreams are leaving him now because he knows he can see what's about to happen. And this glitter, it literally fills up the whole screen. He vomits all over the floor and it's shot from above and the whole screen is just him sitting in a pool of glitter vom. Marta does come back briefly at this point because she brings his uncle back to the island.
Yeah.
But he doesn't speak to her. He blanks her, basically. So his uncle's back. They get back to just living their everyday lives until this guy turns up on the island.
The guy who Marta went on a date with.
His name's Sam, and he's a music journalist. And he wants to tell Mimo's story.
Yeah, he says, I want to help you tell the truth.
Yeah. He doesn't want to do it for long because Mimo stares him out and literally is an intimidating, like I've said, he's a big, intimidating guy.
I actually think the best that Jorge Garcia is in this film is when he's...
Apart from the ending.
When he turns the switch and he becomes this intimidating, almost erupting, but not quite violent guy. You know, because...
Volatile giant.
He's always... Again, from Lost, you always think, oh, this is this gentle giant.
Happy-go-lucky, yeah.
But actually, those couple of scenes in this where he's about to, like I say, flip a switch and become this dangerous bear of a man.
It'd play a really good, like, horror movie baddie, wouldn't it? He'd do it so well.
Just a fucking massive henchman.
Massive monster of a... Like, it's almost like a Leatherface. You play that character really well. Not that character, but a character like that. An intimidating giant.
It could be a king. It could be the kingpin.
Yeah, he'd do that really. He'd do anything really well. It's an amazing actor. Yeah, he stares this guy down to the point where this guy just leaves. He's like, "Fuck this! I'm not messing with this guy. He's massive." Briefly after that, there's a drone that's filming him.
Yeah.
Some more people show up on the island.
There's loads of boats keep turning up.
Yeah.
There's paps everywhere.
The news is out that Mimo has been located because it's never explained, but it appears that he has really seriously injured this child and then gone off and nobody's seen him ever since. And it's almost like
It's unclear whether he did time in prison or detention, juvenile detention.
I don't feel like he did, but it doesn't ever tell you that. You're right.
No.
It's unclear.
Because
it feels like he's been missing ever since this incident. And
yes,
people
but it's
become one of these like Hollywood stories.
It is not outlined that he's been on this island ever since the accident.
No,
that's possible. But it's not.
We don't know that.
Yeah, it's not outlined to us.
It's become like a Hollywood legend, hasn't it? The story of this kid attacking this other kid because nobody knows why either.
Yeah,
which becomes clear in a little while. So yeah, some more people leave. His uncle starts firing shotguns off into the air to try and get rid of them.
Braulio doesn't know. He says a couple of times.
No idea what's going on.
To Mimo, what is happening?
Yeah.
Why are all these people suddenly coming to the island?
Yeah, and then a man shows up. And he explains to Mimo that he's gone viral on YouTube.
Yes. And
it's had over 1 million views on YouTube. And it turns out that this guy is Mimo's dad.
Yeah.
And he is pissed.
He's a piece of work, this guy.
He really is.
He doesn't ask Mimo if he's okay. He's like, you're ruining my life.
Yeah.
I've basically signed a NDA or whatever.
Yeah.
And now you've come out of the woodwork. I'm going to lose everything.
Yeah.
You know,
it's kind of...
I took the payoff all those years ago.
He took the money and abandoned the child. Yeah. And he's pissed. So Mimo goes out, he burns his cape. He sets his cape on fire. And he goes to see Marta. He does briefly go to see Marta.
Yeah.
Apologises to her. And then his dad says to him, look, we can solve all this, but they want you to go on a TV show.
Yeah, his dad just wants to make more money.
He wants to make more money off him. And Mimo doesn't want to do it.
His dad's like, well, I've already
agreed.
So...
And Mimo, again, Jorge flips this switch and it actually is quite scary at this point. Because
he lifts his dad off the floor.
By his throat.
By his neck, yeah.
Strangles him and rips and literally lifts him off the floor and pins him to a wall. He storms out. He leaves. People are still filming him. So this is going to be like some sort of
people hidden in the woods.
Yeah, just literally filming him. Yeah. Like, we've found this guy that we've been looking for, this Hollywood legend.
Just like stalking around like a Yeti sort of thing, isn't it?
To the point where he just walks into the lake.
Yeah.
Just walks under the water. He goes to see Marta again, briefly. She says to him, look, you don't really have a choice. You do kind of have to do this show. You've been discovered now. It's all my fault, but you have been discovered now. And then in the very next scene, it flies forward now because he's in a swanky hotel.
Well, first, Braulio tells him, look, you're a good man.
Yeah.
And then they both walk in the sea.
Yeah, they do. They do walk off together. And then he's in this swanky hotel in the LA, I guess, or somewhere.
Yeah, he's meeting the producer TV show.
Yeah. Then he's in a car and he's being mobbed by girls, young girls.
No, not in a good way.
No, not in a good way. They're like,
fuck you.
Yeah.
You injured this guy.
He's the bad guy in this. But he's taken to his TV studio. He's all suited up. He's got a nice red suit on. Angelo is there.
Yes.
And at this point, we find out that Angelo's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and he has been ever since.
The podium
attack.
Yeah, and he's kind of made a career out of being the injured victim.
Yeah, he says he's like a motivational speaker.
Yeah, he doesn't sing. He obviously doesn't sing anymore because he couldn't sing in the first place.
Sure.
Also, we find out at this point that that story's never come out.
Oh, about him being the voice.
That Mimo's the voice. Nobody knows who Mimo is. Nobody knows he's here. Nobody knows who he is. And Angelo has been living this career on a lie, based on a lie, and based on this attack for 25 years now. And they've been taken to this TV studio because they're going to confront each other on stage.
Yeah.
It's the chance for...
It's like some cheap talk show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the chance for... And it's called Face to Face, the show. It's Angelo's chance to accept Mimo's apology and what have you. And they're given a bit of time together before the show starts, just the two of them. So Angelo and Mimo are left alone. And Angelo says to him, look, I forgive you. And he says, I'm going to ask you to forgive me live on the air. Because he's like this motivational speaker now, and
he says I'm gonna tell everyone it wasn't your fault.
Yeah,
and that I want your forgiveness.
Yes,
and make myself the bigger man. Basically, he's what he says. He's like, I'm going to own this. And...
I'm going to be the big deal out of this. Yeah. And Mimo doesn't say anything during this whole scene, but you get a shot of Jorge Garcia's face now, and his eyes are full of hate.
Yeah.
Literally, how he does it, I don't know, but you can see how much he hates this guy.
I think he was good as well, the guy was Angelo, because Mimo, because he says, I'm going to say I forgive you for destroying my life. And then Mimo says, well, what about my life being destroyed?
You destroyed my life.
And the guy, Angelo, says, he basically just shrugs. He's like, I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, he says, don't play the victim here. You're not the victim here.
Yeah. He was a good bad guy.
He was a good bad guy.
Yeah.
So they're going to... The show's ready. We're going to go on the show now. They're going to start with Angelo.
Yeah.
Then they're going to bring out Mimo later on. And they start interviewing him, and they're really painting Mimo as this bad guy. This guy who injured this child and ruined his life.
Why did you do this?
Why did you do this? Nobody knows why he did it.
And they show footage of him stomping around the island, being angry and
like an angry Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And it's quite clear that his wheelchair's all kind of lit up, isn't it? They're really showing the fact that he's a paralyzed guy. And then they bring Mimo out, and Angelo says, "Look, I want to apologize to you. I forgive you." He does apologize to him, and he says I was a bully. Angelo admits to being a bully, but he says we're both victims here. And Mimo's still not spoken. He's not spoken for about half an hour in this film now, and he just says at one point, "It was my voice."
Yes.
And then he stands up and leaves. And he's like, well, no, he says, tell them the truth.
Yeah.
He says, it was my voice. He stands up, storms off, says, tell them the truth. You weren't singing. And then he storms off. And he gets about halfway out of the studio. And has he got a mic, or he finds a mic?
Picks one up on his way.
So he turns around and he picks up a mic. And he starts singing. And he starts singing this Nobody Knows I'm Here song.
Oh, yeah. And then the band joins in.
Because they said earlier there was a band ready in case Angelo wanted to sing, make his singing come back. And they kick in. Jorge Garcia performs this song beautifully.
It's very good.
Did he sing it in Spanish?
No.
So it was English in your version, okay. And he performs this whole song. There's a whole... The lights that he's always dreamed of are there.
It's a good song as well.
It is a really good song.
I mean, it did sound a bit... This is really picky. It was a bit auto-tuned. I think they had to tidy him up a bit.
Yeah,
but
he's not this incredible singer that he's portrayed to be in this film.
No, exactly.
And
but you can
work on that.
You can give it that.
Yeah, and he finishes the song. He drops the mic drop. All the lights go out, and he walks away. And you can hear people in the background saying to Angelo, "Look, is this fucking real? Are you like a fake? Have you always been a fake?" Yeah. And he's being exposed live on TV. But this is all going on in the background.
Yeah.
And then in the next scene, he's just lying on his bed, and then Martha gets on the bed.
Yeah.
Or Marta gets on the bed and lies next to him, and then she puts an arm over him to because he kind of turns onto his side.
Sure.
She puts an arm over him, and then she puts a leg over him.
Yeah, they have a spoon.
And then the film ends.
Yeah.
What did you think of Nobody Knows I'm Here, Nick?
I quite liked it. I did like it. I wasn't like... It didn't bowl me over.
No, I'd agree with that. I enjoyed it. I think it's a really good film. But it's not nothing new. There's nothing groundbreaking there.
Sure.
Is there? It's nothing, you knew what was happening at the end.
It's fine. It was
and
good.
It was great. The ending's really good.
As a first movie from, like you say,
yeah.
first time team, first time writer, director, this is a really good achievement.
Yeah, agreed.
It's shot beautifully. I mean,
some of the acting is spectacular. Jorge Garcia is brilliant. I think he's brilliant all the way through.
I thought he was fine.
I thought he was brilliant. I honestly.
But he doesn't do anything.
No, but that's what was really good about him. It was all in the face.
But is that acting?
Yes.
He doesn't.
Surely
you
it's harder.
don't even see his face for most of it. He's just off in the distance in the woods.
Surely it's harder to act without speaking than it is to act and
It's
speak.
not difficult to just walk around some woods with a massive yellow poncho on and the hood's up so you don't even see his face.
I thought, especially in that, as we got towards the end, when the anger in his face.
I liked the anger.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I said that. I like that.
And when he was like...
His ominousness was very good.
His ominousness was very good. And his fear. His fear when he was first discovered. It's all in his face.
He didn't blow me away either.
I thought he was brilliant. I think you're wrong there.
I don't think it was anything special.
Fair enough.
Not as an acting performance. It was fine. The film was fine. The film looked great. I liked the story. He wasn't the best actor in this film.
No, he was.
No.
He was.
She was better.
She was really good as well. I'm not taking anything away from her, but it was all in the face for him, and I thought it was really good.
It was fine. Did not blow me away in the slightest as a performance.
Well, it did me.
Well, good for you.
Thank you. Maybe I'm biased because I love the guy so much. Maybe that's what it is.
Yes, you are.
But overall, I really enjoy it. I'd recommend this film to people. I thought it was great. It's a feel good story.
It is a feel good, yeah. And
that's all it is. That's all it's ever trying to do.
I did come away with a smile on my face at the end of it.
The end is really good. When he exposes Angelo like that, I'd have liked to have seen a bit more of that. Maybe a bit of a banter between the two of them. But I thought, and the way he performed that song at the end was really good.
It's good, and it is a good. It's a good song. Yeah, the last 10-15 minutes is probably the best bit of this movie.
Yeah, they are definitely. But you always that's what's going to happen. That's what you were expecting from a feel good film.
There's nothing to feel good. This is going to sound like a criticism, and it's not a criticism. Honestly, it's not. There's nothing surprising in here.
No,
but that's good because you don't need. How often do we complain about unnecessary twists and turns? Yeah. You know what this is going to be once you've seen the first 15-20 minutes, and it delivers on what it is. And it does it well.
100%. It's not trying to pull up any trees. It's not trying to do anything special.
Sure.
It's just, we're going to tell this story of this reclusive guy who's going to become the hero by the end.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it does. It's a feel-good film. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
It was good.
It's not going to trouble the top of the stream table, don't get me wrong, but I enjoyed it.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Yeah. It's a little hidden gem. It's exactly what we're here for.
Is it?
Yes.
The best Chilean movie you've ever seen?
100%. I've only seen this one, but it is the best one.
Good.
Do you want to try and turn the tide on it a little bit?
I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
And I don't know if I wanted this movie to be longer or shorter.
I don't think it can be any shorter. I think it's pretty short as it is.
I think I want it rebalanced.
Yeah, it does need balancing. It's very slow at the beginning.
Which is fine, because that works.
Yeah. But then it fires and it goes.
It just
you don't get. It enough.
Doesn't build. There's a time where it doesn't build, and there's no we're just there, aren't we? Yeah. We just like I say, Marta's gone and he's in the city, and we're like, whoa.
I'd like to have seen
happened?
her character develop a lot better than it did. His character development was really good. It was paced quite well throughout the film, but her character just appears, exposes him, disappears, and then is in love with him at the end. And I'd want more of that interaction between the two of them, of her convincing him to go. She should have gone with him as well.
I think this is a big thing. It might only seem like a little thing, but it really stuck out for me because we've spent the first hour of this being so rammed down our throats how much of a hermit this guy is and how much of a big thing it was for him to open up to her, that he then goes and takes a step and goes into the city and agrees to be on a TV show in front of millions of people
on his own.
A hot, crowded studio. Okay, I can understand his uncle not going because he's a hermit on the island, but the fact that she's not there and he's doing it all on his own.
He would never have done it on his own.
No, it doesn't match the character we've seen.
No, it doesn't. He wouldn't have done it on his own. That character that we know from the first 40 minutes of this film is not the same guy.
And we don't see anything happen
to make that happen.
To make that change.
No, we don't. Other than his dad attacking him, basically, and this guy trying to expose him. There's never that snap moment where he snaps and everything changes for him.
Even if there's just something that I'm not, because maybe I'm just reading between the lines here, but there's something you could do to sort of, whether it's a monologue or dialogue, there's loads of ways you could do it, and he always is. Mimo is even more selfless because he's like, well, I'm not that bothered, but I'm going to do it to give you your island back to his uncle. Because if I go and do this, you're not going to be bothered anymore.
Yeah, it's taken him.
But none of that comes. That's me reading between the lines.
It's taken him 25 years to get this revenge on Angelo, who isn't the bad guy in this film. It's not his fault that he's
capitalised on his situation.
Yes, exactly, 100%. It's not his fault that he was the kid chosen.
Yeah,
and it's taken him 25 years to get this revenge, but it came too quickly. It just needs repacing.
Yeah.
It needs repacing, and Marta's character needs to be involved, or somebody's character needs to be involved in that ending.
She should have been with him, or
she should have
in
been
that hotel.
You're right.
And in the studio, by his side.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have done it on his own.
And that's how her character was portrayed as well.
Yeah, it was.
She wouldn't have left him, and he wouldn't have.
He wouldn't have done it on his own. It took me out of the moment when I realised that he was alone.
Yeah.
Because he just wouldn't. The character that we met and knew and got to know,
and he'd been through hair, makeup, and wardrobe.
Yeah, got a suit from somewhere. It just wouldn't have happened. It was unrealistic, and it's a victim of its runtime. It could have done with an extra 10 minutes, just explaining of him getting off. It's because you never even see him leave the island. He's on the island, then he's in a hotel.
Yeah,
you need that scene of him making that character development.
I bet that scene's there.
Island. Yeah, I bet it is.
I bet that was done. I can't believe that wouldn't be sitting on a cutting room floor somewhere.
To tell us for 45 minutes that this guy doesn't leave this island and then not show him leaving the island, that's a bit of a crime.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
He has trouble leaving islands, doesn't he?
He does.
Jorge Garcia.
Do you want to talk stream table?
Yes, please.
Last film going into the stream table. Do you want me to run through the whole thing?
I think you better had.
Wow. Okay. So currently at the bottom of the stream table is Frat Star, followed by the Hungover Games, Temple, Wounds, Room 205, Left Behind, After, Alien Warfare, Alaska is a Drag, Happy Anniversary, TikTok, John Henry, Paradise Hills, Bullethead, Urge, SPF 18, Time Trap, Triple Threat, In the Shadow of the Moon, All of My Friends Are Dead, The Disappearance at Clifton Hill, Deirdre and Lainey rob a train, The Invisible Guest, and currently at the top of the stream is Villains.
Okay.
Where does this film sit?
It's in the middle somewhere.
It is, isn't it? It's middling. I'm thinking.
What's 10? Does it make the top 10? Should we start there?
Urge is at number 10.
Okay.
It's better than Urge.
Yes.
SPF 18 is after that. SPF 18, we've taken a lot of stick for putting it in the top 10 on this stream table. It's better than that.
Oh, I think that's tough.
It's better than that.
I would defend that movie.
Oh, I will. Don't get me wrong, I will as well. But this is better.
Oh, I think that's really close. I don't know if I want to give you that.
Really?
Yeah, what's next?
Time Trap. I think it's better than that as well.
What's next?
Triple Threat.
I'm not getting higher than Triple Threat.
In the Shadow of the Moon comes after that, so I think I'm with you. I think it's either side of Triple Threat.
It's under Triple Threat.
But above Time Trap.
Deal.
Yeah?
Yes.
So that puts it 8th.
That's respectable.
That's higher than I thought you'd give it. I'm just after just talking about it. 8th.
That's decent.
That's decent. So do you want to know what the top 10 are?
Yeah, please.
Top 10 in 10th position of the season 5 stream table is SPF 18.
Well deserved. Top 10. I tell you what, that's like that finishing 10th is kind of Leicester City winning the league achievement.
It is. It really is. Noah Centino's in that. Then Time Trap, and then Nobody Knows I'm Here. 8th. Then Triple Threat.
7th.
In the Shadow of the Moon.
Okay.
All of My Friends Are Dead.
So this is top 5. All of My Friends Are Dead is 5th.
Yeah. Disappearance at Clifton Hill was 4th. Was top for a long time.
Yes.
Deirdre and Lainey Rob a Train was also top for a long time. Or a few weeks at least. Invisible Guest was also top.
For 1 week.
For 1 week. And Villains is top. Villains wins this season's stream table.
I think that is well deserved.
Those top 5 are all really good films as well.
I think for me, Villains is right up there as a
best ever.
It's in the conversation. Just absolute sheer fun.
So we've done 5 seasons now, so we've got 5 top of the stream films.
Yes.
Do you think in the recap show we maybe do our best 5 of all time?
I think that would be kind of cool.
And worst 5 of all time?
Yeah. We might widen out the reviewness a bit. So we'll talk a bit about this season, and then maybe we can go a bit further afield and
talk about previous seasons.
Yeah, where do some of these rank in
of all time?
An all timer, because
we're never doing. I'm putting it out there. I'm never doing 125 stream table. Never doing a one stream table.
Rank them all.
That's why we split it into seasons in the first place, because we never wanted to do that, and I'm never doing it. But we'll do top 5 of all time. We'll do bottom 5 of all time.
It's interesting because we'll get more into this next week, because for most of this season, I felt like it's been, in terms of the quality of movie we've had out the randomizer, and partly obviously affected by the wildcard choices.
Yeah.
This has been not the best quality of movie this season.
No.
But I do feel, like I say, Villains could be right up there.
When you look at it, though, when you look at this final stream table now, so we've told you the top 10. Urge is 11, Bullethead 12, Paradise Hills 13, John Henry 14, TikTok 15, Happy Anniversary 16. They're not bad films.
No.
And Alaska is a Drag 17. They're not.
There's more dirge in this table, isn't there? When it goes bad, it's really bad.
Yeah, because then you get to Alien Warfare after Left Behind.
That's a huge gap.
Between Alaska is a Drag and Alien Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's massive. It's a chasm.
Yeah. That's a freaking Grand Canyon right there.
Yeah. So Alien Warfare after Left Behind, Room 205, Wounds, Temple, Hungover Games, and Frat Star. They'd be the bottom of any stream table.
I will get more into this again in a recap. I think Frat Star could be the worst film we've ever seen here.
Yeah, agreed.
We kind of said this last week. But
agreed. I don't think Hungover Games is probably the second worst.
Could well.
And Temple's probably the third worst.
You wouldn't argue with someone who said that, no.
No, not at all. So why we think it's been a bad season? There aren't that many. A lot of the films in this are decent. Some of them are really good. I think you get to maybe In the Shadow of the Moon, or anything above that's really good. Then you get to Triple Threat, and that's where you get to your mediocre section, which takes you all the way down to Alaska as a Drag.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of mediocre films, and then 5 or 6, 7 bad films. But we'll do more of that. We're doing that next week, aren't we? The recap show will come out next. Should we call it now? Should we do it Monday? Next Monday?
Yeah.
Where the Wave would normally be?
Sure.
So we'll do the Wave on Monday. Then there will be no movie show, obviously, because there's no movie to do. Then we're going to have a week off. Then the following Monday. So it'll be 2 weeks between episodes.
Correct.
And then we'll start season 6 the following Monday. We'll put all the dates in the Discord. We're basically going to have a week where there's no episodes and one week where there's only one episode.
Yep. Recap show, week off.
We need some time to catch up. We need some time to catch up on admin. The website's not been updated for weeks now. So I need to get that done.
Great.
Cool.
We'll come back refreshed and ready to start again.
We will indeed. So we're not going to pick a film. We've got no film to pick.
No.
So we won't do that.
We'll do that on the episode next week.
If you want to contact us in the meantime, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. That's BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, you can happily do that. It's bottomofthestream@gmail.com. The website is bottomofthestream.com. That will be very updated with this full stream table very soon.
Sure.
If you want to come over and join us on Patreon, patreon.com/bottomofthestream for that. On there, you'll get early access to episodes, or the movie show episode. You get bonus episodes, which we're going to do a few of coming up. We've got some ideas for. Nick writes a newsletter every month. And if you come in at the top level, you get a wild card, which means you can pick the film that we watch. And we're going back to normal wild cards next season. Try and pick us a good film, please. And then finally, come and join us in the Discord. The Discord link will be in the bottom of the show notes.
Now might be a perfect time if you have noticed any potential hidden gems or terrible movies on Netflix. You can contact us at any of those methods that Ad has just outlined.
We'll put them on the long list.
We'll add them to the long list.
We'll go from there.
And see what the randomizer does with them.
Indeed.
If you've got 5 minutes spare, we'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a review anywhere that you could review podcasts. Could be Podbean, Podchaser, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Cephalopod, all of those myriad podcast listening apps and websites.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, you can review us, leave us a review because it really helps.
It really does, and we really enjoy reading them. So yeah, do that. We'll be back next week for the season 5 recap show. And that's it. We'll see you then.
Cheers.
Bye.